Are the INFJs always in the twilight zone? Yeah, I'm going to talk about that today. When you think about it, just think of the comparison. You know what the Twilight Zone is? It was that show from the early 60s. Remember that? And it always had that kind of crazy music and everything, and that dude who talked all like, sophisticated and everything. But the whole premise is that the Twilight Zone was the dimension of sight, a dimension of sound, and a dimension of mind, if you remember. So if you think about it, the INFJ's life is pretty much all that. They're in a dimension. Their mind is a dimension, as complex as it is. Their introverted intuition and just the way they think, their patterns, their abstract patterns in the way they think, pretty much a dimension in its own. And they talk about sight and sound. Now, that's where they have that inferior extroverted sensing. So that's kind of on the bottom of their list. So they're actually more in their mind than they are in the world. So, and if you notice, INFJs aren't quite typical either. If you ever met one, if you ever spent a little bit of time with them, you know they're not quite like typical. You know what I mean? They use different words. They got a good vocabulary. They speak really well, but they have really deep and complex abstract ideas about things like that. And I mean, they're very interesting and clever about things, but they're just out there. You know, they just act a little different. Like they're not quite in the same world you're occupying. See, so I'd have to say, yeah, it's like the INFJ is a permanent resident in the Twilight Zone. They're constantly there. Anyway, people, just thought I'd let you know. Just thought that'd be a little bit of an interesting idea right there, okay? Well, thank you.